Hey, Buck, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. Hope you're doing good today. You been powder coating anything? Hey there, PA Trapping Outdoors. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you coming in. Hope you had a good week on your line today. Hey, Burnt Church, my friend, how are you? I really appreciate you being in here. Like you getting your garden space ready. I'm gonna get mine a little bigger this year myself. I can't go too much bigger, but about another probably 25 feet long and about 35, 40 feet wide. That's about all I'll get out of it. I appreciate everybody being in here. Thank y'all so much. Hey, there's Janet, CW. How you doing? I appreciate you coming in. Oh, yeah, I bet y'all are windy and cold today in Scotland. Thanks so much, Janet. Actually, we're pretty warm right now. I know Burnt Church and PA and Buck are probably a lot colder than I am right here. We've had a few cold spells, but it's probably nothing like you got right now. Oh, Burnt Churches, we got 5 straight days of rain coming. I'm dreading it. I checked my traps today, probably for the first dry time in the next week. But it's a mess when we're gonna get that rain every day this week. Hey, PA, I feel your pain, buddy. This week, all week, well, the last 3 or 4 days, I got one possum. And then finally, yesterday, I caught a red fox. But I mean, it's been so slow for 8 days now. All I got's that one coat, one fox, and a couple of coons. And I don't see it getting no better with the rain coming for the next 5 days. So I'm glad you got some fur, buddy. 40 today. Wow, that's crazy weather, PA. I mean, we've been 29, 30 degrees every morning, but by lunchtime we're up to 60, 62, and now we're supposed to be in the high 60s with this rain coming. It's the lows are going to be like 45 every night. So it's going to be hot here. I Our season's so screwed up right now here. I don't think the coyotes are moving here like they did last year. They should be starting to mate right now, but they ain't. I don't think this weather's got them turned on. So, Janet, you better stay dry and wet and warm over there. I hope you hang in there and able to stay warm. Hey, there's Judith and Dan. How you doing, buddy? He said he got coat sets to put out when the rain stops. Got a few beaver otter sets to put in the morning. Another beaver moved back. Well, that's great, Dan. That's awesome, buddy. I hope you have better luck with your coats than I am, because they're scarce around here right now. But I know you'll get the beavers. Maybe we got 5 straight days of rain coming, Dan. I don't know what it's going to be like. I hadn't even been remaking my sets. I just been letting them sit. But I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have a lot better luck than I had this week. Janet, I would say the folks on here are trapped for all three. I know Dan's ate a lot of the beaver he's caught, and PA probably has too. Most of mine I do for fur. I sell mine for fur. And a lot of it's pest, nuisance control. We pretty much get rid of the coyotes and the coons and stuff for pest control to build the turkey populations, but a lot of folks eat quite a bit of what they catch. So it just depends on the trapper, really, Janet. Oh, Dan, it's terrible, man. I'm just going to do what I can do. Hey, Tim S., what's going on, brother? Hope y'all are staying dry and maybe a little warmer than y'all been. Buck, I hope you're doing good, buddy. Chris from the 740, how you doing, Chris? Appreciate you being in, brother. A lot of good stuff from the SHOT Show. I've enjoyed your SHOT Show videos, Chris. Is that right, PA? I seem to get I catch a lot of possums when it's rainy, and I seem to catch a lot of coons when it's windy, but when it's warmer, not when it's cold. But this year I threw everything out the window. I don't know what's going on this year. There you go, Janet. Dan says that beaver burger is better than beef. Oh no, Janet, y'all have been getting a lot more rain than we have here. Y'all got a lot of flooding then. I hate that. I hope it starts to dry out for y'all and nobody got hurt. I'll try and check. I'll look it up online. See what I can pull up on it, Janet. Oh, I bet it was, Chris. One of these days, maybe I'll make it out to the SHOT Show, but I got a lot of other things on my bucket list to get to before I get there. But that would be cool. I'd love to go. I probably couldn't make it for a whole week, but if I could get out there for about 3 days, it'd be cool to do that. Yeah, that's kind of. I think a lot of folks are like that. PA. A lot of folks are doing a lot of it's, uh, to get rid of it's for the nuisance part of it. Like the cow farms where I'm doing it right now. Just trying to keep the coyotes from getting those calves and that kind of stuff. And I'm also getting the coons out because their turkey's doing a whole lot better this year. I think we caught about 15 coons out of there last year, and they said they're noticing their turkey population has been up a little bit this year. So maybe next year they'll have a really good turkey population. Oh goodness, Janet. Well, we're praying for y'all. I hope it starts to dry back down now some. And I'll try and look it up and see if I can see some of the pictures online. In Heritage Farms, how you doing, Michael? I appreciate you coming by, buddy. Hope y'all are doing good today. Y'all probably be getting the onslaught of rain just like us come tonight. There's Mock, MCK. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you being in. Y'all, you coming in for a little bit before work? That's cool, Janet. That's real cool. I don't know. Could be PA. I saw a few turkeys the other day on the property I've been at, but they've been kind of standoffish around me. I'm seeing a pot load of deer, though. I've seen more deer on that property than I've ever seen. I had to have seen 50 deer today, at least. I hadn't seen any bucks, but unless they were just so far off I couldn't see they were bucks, but a lot of little yearling does. Oh, damn. That's, man, that ought to be like shooting fish in a barrel, buddy. That's awesome. Of course, you probably get ready to catch a lot of possums too, but that's a good spot. When I had that dead cow up there on this cow farm, man, I loaded up last year with all of them coming to that dead cow up there. You ought to do real good up there, Dan. Hey, there's a Dark 30. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you being in here. How you? How you been doing? Hope your weather's good today. That's awesome, Dan. That ought to be a good spot. Kyle, y'all still got snow, or is all y'all snow gone right now? Hey, there's Irene, the field guide. Everybody say hey to Irene. Hope you're doing good today, Irene. There's Dan, G23. How you doing, Dan? I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Hope your medicine's starting to work. Oh, that's pretty cool, PA. Yeah, that might be a good one to get tanned out. Oh, there's 223 DMR. What's going on, James? I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry. Had a big influx of folks dropped in, and okay. Kyle said rain washed all the snow out. That's cool. 23 there where James is at. Uh, he says it's been a mild winter in Ohio. It couldn't be any more mild than Georgia. We hadn't even really had a winter. Except when that big Arctic blast came through, it has been hot. It's warm here. Yeah, Dan, we all hope your medicine's helping. Hope you're doing better, buddy. Oh, cool, Michael. It yesterday was really nice here too, but this afternoon about it shouldn't be but about a couple hours from now it's about to turn ugly. It's gonna be bad for the next 4 or 5 days. So I tried to enjoy what little bit of sunshine we had today because I knew I probably won't see none in a while. I don't know, PA. Most all my traps are rusted. I mean, I got them waxed, but I've never had any trouble with them getting in rusty traps. Maybe fox may be a little more prone to shy away from, but I don't think coyotes. I don't think it bothers them one way or the other. I put them in the ground, not even degreased them when I didn't have time one year, and I caught coyotes with undegreased traps. I don't think it bothers a coyote. Oh, I know, Irene. It seems like this whole winter has been overcast. It's weird. Even the days it doesn't rain here, of course, we don't get much snow, but even the days it hasn't rained here, it's just stayed cruddy looking, overcast and gray, like you're saying. I love sunny days now. If we get a sunny day, I try and stay out and enjoy it much as I can because we don't get a whole lot of them anymore. James said they had a little bit of freezing rain earlier. See, they called for us to have a little bit, and then it warmed up because all this rain, and now we're not going to get anything. I don't think. I don't think we're going to get much more unless we get a really late, cold weather snap in March. That's usually when it hits us the worst. I tell you what, PA, Buffalo now, they have got loaded up with snow this year with all that lake effect snow they had and all that. Buffalo's definitely got slammed this year. Oh, was that right, Tim? He leaves Tuesday. Tell him to wear his rain jacket because it's going to be raining. Just tell him to slow down and take it easy getting here because you know how Atlanta drivers are. But that's great. I know he'll enjoy Benning once he gets down there. Benning's it's a good base. Burnt Church, I don't have a whole lot in my area. Now I do have a bobcat cubby I put out a few days ago because I did see some bobcat scat, and it's coming right off a big log going across a big wide creek, and then it goes up a bank. I put one up there because that's the first sign I've seen this year of any bobcat. So we don't have them like do up in the mountains. But maybe I'll get lucky. Just maybe I'll pick one up this year. I'd love to. I know that some of them boys at Trap Arkansas got a bunch of them. Hey, there's Lady Wolverine. How you doing? I appreciate you coming in. Hope your weather finally warmed up a little bit. I know you had a lot of snow the other day. I'll have to write that one down, Janet. I'll use that on the Scottish American if he drops in. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let me see if I can hang on here. All right, I took a picture of it that way I'll remember it. I've never been to Moody, James. I've been to, I mean, been by Benning. I don't know how many times. Benning isn't that far from me. There's Shasta Valley. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you coming in. That's okay. Just stay long as you can. We appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, that's all right, James. Uh, oh man, I hate that PA. I heard they're going to change that though. I heard PA was. Is that right? Is PA going to keep one or something after this year? Yeah, y'all really hadn't had a lot of snow this year either, Irene. Not like you usually do. Okay, Tim. They flying him in there, then he'll go straight to basic. Yeah, it's once I tell you what, come summertime, he's gonna enjoy the rain because it gets hot down at Benny. Oh, damn, that's great news, man. I hope you get cut loose. I hope they let you come home. I know you're ready to get out of there. Yeah, I I heard that, PA. Yeah, I was thinking that I heard that Pennsylvania was going to start letting you maybe keep a bobcat or something, or get one tagged or something, and keep one a year or something. It may have been another state though. I may be wrong on that. Oh, good, Lady Wolverine. I know you got pounded with it pretty good the other day. I'm glad y'all didn't get a whole lot this time. Oh, Burnt Church, man, that's some beautiful looking trapping land up there y'all got. I can see bobcats being all over that creek. I've got a creek I'm trapping that's just about as wide as that one you got right now, but I just haven't been able to zero in on them yet. I catch a lot of coons down there, though. I know that. Oh, that's cool, Shasta. Well, I hope everybody has a great time. And it's always good to spend time with your mama. I don't blame you there, buddy. Thank you, James. I'm way behind the chat again, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know I always am. Oh, okay, PA. I did see. I get confused about y'all's zones and all that stuff. Ours is just one big season here. Is that right, Kyle? Well, see, I know one state. Somebody just told me they were going to start letting giving where you could catch one bobcat a year. And I thought it was Pennsylvania, but it may not have been. Could have been Ohio. I can't remember. I'd hate to have to release one. That's why I'm glad we can keep all we catch, because I'd hate to have to get that thing out of the trap. Well, Dan, the money's no. You don't even think about the money. Getting you well is the only thing we got to worry about. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm glad. I'm glad they've been able to get you in better shape. Okay, PA. I knew one bobcat a year in Northeast PA. Well, maybe they'll drop it and let everybody start getting one. Hey, Loki Trapping, I appreciate you being in here, brother. Hope y'all having a great season. Yeah, exactly, Tim. That's exactly right. Loki, I hope y'all are doing good, buddy. I'm way behind in my chat, so I'm sorry I'm slow getting to you. Yeah, I know y'all got a bunch, Shasta. Y'all got a bunch of every kind of cat up there. Well, Janet, some folks eat them, but mostly sell the pelts. Uh-oh. PA. Hey, Lady Wolverine, the Bobcat's been getting hippie chicks, all her guineas too. I think that Bobcat's got all her guineas now. Or either she's down to 3. I can't remember. Hey, Dan, just make your appointments. Keep going back, buddy. Hey, there's Boxcar Jerry. How you doing, Jerry? I appreciate you coming in, buddy. As you can tell, I'm way behind in my chat and my comments. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna try and catch up here, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry if I miss anybody. Let me see. I'm gonna check it out, Shasta, because I knew you got you. I knew you did one on your new trail cam. I just hadn't had time to watch, but I'll be watching it this evening. Hey, there's Anita. How you doing, Anita Blue? Thank you so much for coming in. I'm way behind on my chat. I'm trying to catch up here. So I'm sorry if I miss anybody. Oh wow, Irene, that's unreal. Cats are tough. I'd hate to have to release one. Wow, Dan, 31 pounds. That's a good Tom. Oh, thanks, James. I'm working on it. So far, it's what 9 days. So hopefully I'll stick with it. Yeah, that's a big cat. I tell you what, Owls Outdoors and Enos. Uh, Enos they've caught some big cats this year. I think if I did catch this big bobcat that I've been seeing the sign of, I think it's going to be a big cat, but it hadn't come back through since I set that bobcat cubby up. So maybe I'll get it eventually. Or he may not even come back through there. You don't know, never know about cats. Huh. I tell you what, them cats are mean. That, People don't realize how strong a big bobcat is. Hey, Dan, I appreciate you being here, buddy, and you keep on getting better now. Wow, Loki, y'all had number 8. Man, that's a lot of bobcats. Jerry, I've had a terrible week. I've only got one bobcat. I mean, one bobcat, one coyote so far. I just don't think they're moving here right now. They're supposed to be starting. They should be starting to mate right now, but I don't know if they're. I don't know if they're mating right now. I don't think they've started. I think this weather's got them slowed down. Well, Dan, that's what I'm hoping. I keep that set freshened up, and I'm hoping that maybe it'll make another round through there, and I'll get a second shot or get a chance at it. I had a big old possum in the trap next to it last time. Luckily, he didn't get in the cubby though. Irene, I hadn't seen Jeremy on here in a long time. But he did that once before where I didn't see him for a long time. Then he popped back on. So could just be busy with work, I guess. Hey James, I'd put some corn out. Just keep feeding him. Maybe he'll hang in there the rest of the year. Maybe next year you get a good get a shot at him. He's gonna be a good deer this year too. He's already a nice deer, but you feed him all year and he will be a good one. Dan, I bet the travel patterns the same way. It just we just they're just not moving here. Now I've only been down there for 8 days, so I talk like it's a terrible season, but sometimes it's a month before they even find my traps. I ain't got a lot of patience. Be honest with you. Oh, really, Loki? Well, just be careful of them things, man. I know they ain't I know they're not easy to let go. Janet, I've got a little bit of everything. Most of mine are leg hold traps that get them, they catch them by the leg. They just basically hold them there until you get back. Oh, thank you, Irene. Yeah, anybody that wants to run each other's links are welcome to. Jerry, it may pick up. Uh, it may pick up this next week or two after this rain has just really had everything messed up here. So we'll see. I mean, I got a long see. I got 2 more months to trap till the end of March, and actually, I can keep trapping coyotes and beaver even on after that. So it's going to wind up being a good season. I mean, I'm off to a good start. I'm just not seeing a lot of coyotes, which is okay. If the coyotes ain't moving, I'll go trap something else. Wow, Loki, I didn't know it was that close. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm glad it didn't get your eyeball, buddy. But that's something else. I had no idea about that. Hey, Vanessa. Everybody say hey to Vanessa. Appreciate you coming in, Vanessa. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Pure Water. I appreciate you dropping by. Hope y'all doing good. Hope your weather's good. Thanks so much. Jerry, I have caught more red fox than I have gray fox. I don't know why. A lot of people been catching a lot of gray fox. Stony catches more gray fox, but every fox I've caught last 2 years have been red fox. And I've been letting all of them go, but I kept that one this year because I'm gonna send him off and get him tanned out. Yeah, I imagine so, James, but you could travel just a little ways and probably find them. That ain't no problem. I'm glad y'all got a lot of good turkey population, though. Man, what a season, Loki. That's awesome, brother. That is really awesome. Hey, Jeremy82, how you doing, brother? I appreciate you coming in. Had a decent week. Hope your week was good. Hope y'all are doing good. I tell you what, Loki, certain times of the year, we got a lot of grays. Certain times of the year, we got a lot of reds. I don't understand what the difference is, but like I said, where Stoney's at, he's catching a lot of grays. So I don't know. I hadn't caught one this year. Oh God, Dan, I bet that was rough. I seen a boy catch a calf one time, and it wasn't no trouble getting the calf out of the trap. It was keeping the mama from killing him. Is what the problem was. Jerry, you just don't see a lot of them, so I don't keep all of them. Like I said, I'll pick out one good one that I like, send him off and have him furred or tanned out, and then I let the other ones go just to keep repopulating. They're not paying a lot for fox anyway, so I'd rather have a nice one for me. I mean, I could sell them, but I just let them go and let them reproduce. That way, you could take maybe one a year or one every other year. I mean, I don't take a bunch of fur just to be taking it. I don't mind the coyotes because we're getting rid of them anyway. But oh yeah, Vanessa, I mean it's beautiful fur. I just don't want, I don't like to take too many of them out of the same area. I didn't pure water. I didn't see any grays. I saw one gray fox caught here last year, and that's the only one I saw. Hey Janet, I sure appreciate you being in here, and you take care, and y'all dry out. Be careful, and y'all dry out. But I'll check out the internet tonight and check on y'all. I tell you what, PA Chip Wild About the Outdoors. Chip catches more reds than I ever seen in my life. Yeah, Chip catches a potload of red foxes. I never even. I mean, like I say, if I catch one or two reds, three of reds a year, that's something. Is that right, Jerry? I just went over and looked. She had a giveaway the other day, but I watched that video. I'll have to go check her channel out. I didn't know. I don't know, Jerry. I thought I'd seen her last video. I have to go check it out when I get off here. Thanks for telling me, though. I didn't know it. Jeremy, I don't think they're paying but about $15 or $20 for a pelt if you take it to the auction right now. Oh, well, let me see what PA's putting. $5 to 15. Yeah, I figured it was around 15 or 20 bucks. They're not paying much at all right now, Jeremy. Yeah, see, I'll let them go for that amount. Like I said, I'm gonna send one off for me. for this year. But if I catch any more of them, I'll let them go. They used to pay a whole lot more than that. Is that right, Loki? $15 coats? See, I'm just going to have all mine. I'm going to have all mine probably done at Moyle making Moyle Tannery again, and I'm going to take them to a trade show and try and sell them there. Yeah, it's unreal, PA. He's good with them. I'll be honest with you though, he sent me that bait, and that red fox I caught was on his bait. So something he's got in that bait that draws them in. They like it. Oh, okay, Jerry. Well, I don't know how to swap back and forth, so I'll just have to. I didn't know she was live. Is that right, Irene? $10? It's just not worth it. Well, that's good, Loki. Hey, Dan, I appreciate you being in here, buddy. Tell Judith I said hey, and y'all be safe. I hope good luck on your line this week. Hey, there's Gary Meldrum. How you doing, Gary? I appreciate you being in there, buddy. Doing any squirrel hunting today? Really, Irene? Maybe I need to put my pelts on Etsy. One of my daughters said I need to take them to a what is it? The Oddities convention or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to find out. But she said they're always selling a lot of fur at those Oddities conventions. That's a good price for mouse pelts. A PA, I got a lot of castor saved up that I've been saving. I hadn't sold my castor. I'll probably just hang on. It's froze. I'll hang on to it till the prices get good again. I bet it is, Jerry. I bet it'd be tedious. But a lot of people skin weasels and ermine and all that stuff. So can't be any. I wouldn't think it'd be any harder than skinning out a weasel. Oh, I would too, Irene. I'll skin out anything. It'd have to be a pain in the rear, but I mean, you start getting smaller than a muskrat, it's probably pretty tough. You know, a squirrel ain't real big either. So, but I give it my best shot for $35. Maybe I ought to just put all the coyote stuff up and start mouse trapping. It's paying as much as more than coyotes are. Yeah, it could be. I've seen people making coin purses out of deer sacks. Yeah, trust me. I'd rather skin the mouse, Irene. I tell you what, James, I mean, I've skinned many a squirrel out in my time, but I've never caught a weasel, which they call them ermine down here. Same thing. It's just they're not white; they're brown. But I mean, that's a little bitty critter to be trying to skin. Well, I'll be darned. So there is a pretty good market for that, huh, Irene? I mean, I had heard of it, but I didn't know how big it was. Hey, 351 Cleveland, what's going on, brother? You on the lake today? Been kind of windy here. I don't know how it's been up there on Hartwell. I mean Clark Hill. I bet the crappie's been biting though. It's been kind of warm. All right, Jerry. I guess maybe I'm gonna have to sell my stuff on Etsy. I don't know a lot about Etsy, but I mean everything's paying more than the. I mean, see, the thing you got to think about, Jerry, is it costs me. Say if I wanted to sell a coyote on Etsy, well, it cost me about $37 to have it tanned. Cost me about another 15 or 20 to have it shipped. So already I'm looking at what 37, 47, 57, somewhere between 50 and $60 before I ever even make a profit. So you're looking at, I'd have to sell it for twice that to even make any money on it. So, I mean, there's not a lot of markup in the fur market, put it that way. Oh, okay. All right, 351. I got you, brother. Oh gosh, Irene. I would have hated to have to skin 30 mice. I mean, I hate skin 30 coons. A mouse has got to be. Then again, it may not be enough to it to. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd have to find out if I ever skinned one. It just seems like that'd be mighty tedious trying to skin 30 mice. But for $35, I'd do it. Jerry, I can do it, but I can't get garment quality, what I call garment quality, something that, like for a coonskin cap or something, I just cannot get the grease out like they can at a tannery. It's worth the money to pay a tannery to do it. If you're just doing a wall hanger, something you're gonna hang on the wall, is different. It just hangs there. You don't have to worry about it. Like these. These aren't garment quality, but they're fine to hang on the wall. If I was gonna put it on my head and wear it as a hat, I'd want it done garment quality. Georgia Boy 44, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you coming in. How's your Sunday afternoon going? You probably getting a fever to get back out on the lake. KY Prepper 5, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you coming in. Good looking yoke you had on your last video. a good looking coon too. I know, Irene. That's my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. I'd probably done whacked one of my fingers off. Oh, okay, good, Georgia boy. I figured by now you had the fever. I figured you'd have been on Hartwell by now because it's been pretty dang warm. It's gonna be rainy, but it's supposed to be warm all week coming up. If you could catch a break in that rain. Up there's Hippie Chick off Grid Maine. How you doing, Laura Jean? Driving and listening. Well, you be careful now. I hope your shoulder or your arm's doing better. I know you's having a tough time with it. And I hope that y'all got that big old bobcat too. Oh, hey, Kentucky Prepper 5, you're preaching to the choir because that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 days. Man, it's going to be ugly. I just went in there yesterday and remade every set. I remade 20 sets yesterday. I mean, I dug them up, reset them, put dry dirt in them, put all new bait and lure and everything, and now it's going to rain for the next 5 days. So, what can you do? I'm going to have to order some more bait and lure. I'm running low now. I mean, I got some, but I'm going to have to order some more. Irene, thank you for running everybody some links. Oh, saw 10 elk. That's cool. Hey, there's Scott. Scott Swift, how you doing, brother? Raining and cold here. Well, it's going to be raining here tonight. I don't think it's going to be it's going to be warm and raining here. We got a hot front coming through this. Going to jack everything up. Yeah, see, I didn't add nothing, KY. I said, I am not going to add more traps until this rain's gone. Not till next week anyway. Is that right, James? Y'all got bad weather? They're saying y'all got bad weather. And are you talking about freezing weather or just bad, stormy, rainy weather? That's a good idea, PA. I used to do that, but sardines are getting where they're kind of expensive. So I just go with the cheap dog food and marshmallows. But you're right, it doesn't fall apart like cat food or dog food does. I used to keep a jar of crayfish oil too, and I'd spray it with crayfish oil. Yeah, I saw a ton of deer today, KY, and I could not get, all I got is my GoPro. And I said, there's no way they're going to be able to see all them deer. I need a camera with a zoom on it. I'm going to have to check into that. Oh, gosh, Georgia boy, this may be spring and we don't even realize it. Unless we get a bad March again this year. It feels like spring already. Oh, I hate that, James. Hey, Joy. Joy Stewart, how you doing? Everybody say hey to Joy. Oh, no doubt, Kentucky Prepper. I said the same thing the other day. I said what I ought to do is plant my garden now, and then I know we'll go into a drought. Maybe that'll stop the rain because every year I have to. As soon as I plant the garden, the rain's gone. Yeah, it does, PA. Luckily, it hasn't got cold enough to freeze since we had that big deep freeze that day, that week. So it hadn't really bothered my coon traps, and it hadn't really bothered my traps in the ground. I mean, I used some peat moss, but so far they hadn't froze up again like they did a month ago. That was kind of a freak deal here. It don't usually get that cold on us. I only put in enough. I only put in enough cat food and stuff just to cover the trigger. I might put just 2 inches, and that's all the cat food I put in them and a marshmallow. I don't know, Georgia boy. I hadn't seen that yet, but I hadn't really been looking. Be honest with you. I've seen some other people using some other cameras, but I didn't know GoPro had one that would zoom now. I need a new camera, so I may have to check into that because I guess it's my 8 GoPro 8 starting to kind of crap out on me. I can make it work, but it's a pain in the rear. So I really need to get another one. And I've got a 7, I think, and it works okay, but it's a little harder to work than my 8 is. Yeah, that's true. The golf ball trick does work pretty good. Kentucky Prepper. Yeah, here we don't really get cold enough to worry about anything freezing, except maybe we might go through that once or twice a year, but it doesn't last more than 2 or 3 days, and we're back above freezing again usually. I may have to check on that new GoPro. I really hadn't looked at them. Oh, did all y'all see my bread on the little I don't know what you call it, thumbnail for the live stream? That was my first loaf of bread I made. But I've made 2 more loaves that look a little better than that one. I just didn't take pictures of them. But I may be making me another loaf tonight. That's a good idea, PA Trapper. Hey, Daniel, God's my judge. What's going on, brother? Yeah, that's my first loaf of bread. It's just plain old regular white bread, but I made it without burning it up. It turned out good. Next, I'm gonna make. I'm gonna do cinnamon raisin bread next. I think. Oh yeah, it's good, James. I've been slicing it and then buttering it up and putting uh, garlic salt on it. Man, that is dynamite. I made some French bread too the other day, but I made the crust was a little bit hard. It tasted good, but the crust was a little too dark. It tasted great, Daniel. I mean, it was good, light and fluffy. It it tasted real good. It was, the white bread turned out perfect because I did like a light or a medium crust. The French bread, I did a dark crust. Man, that stuff would bust your tooth trying to bite the crust. But the bread inside was good. It was good, but I learned my lesson on that. Don't use dark crust. Does it really, Daniel? That mine was perfect. It's just like I said, I did the dark crust and I learned don't do that no more. Irene, that's what I do. I butter that stuff up. I catch it. It says to wait, I think, a minute or 10 minutes or something to cool down a little bit before you cut it. But as soon as it comes out, I cut it and slab some butter and some garlic salt on it. Man, it's awesome. Oh me, Jerry. All right, Jerry. We're gonna have to do a collaboration together. We're gonna have to cook cornbread together and see what's going on. Maybe next Sunday we can. Maybe next Sunday we can work it out, or we can do it live on our live stream here. Well, I'll just move this up to the kitchen, and we'll make cornbread together or something. It's got to be something ain't going right. Because if you put enough butter on cornbread, man, it's like ain't nothing better than buttered cornbread. I just don't understand what's going on with it. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on it. Something ain't going right with that cornbread. I may have to send you a redneck package up there with all the country fixings. Maybe they're not selling the right kind of cornbread and cornmeal or something up there. Yeah, pure water. We're gonna have to figure out something. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Jerry. And it may be one of those things, Jerry. It may just be one of those things where you're just not a cornbread guy. I mean, I understand that, but we'll see. Yeah, cast iron skillet's definitely the key. But you know what? My mama used to make it in a like a cake pan, a little small cake pan. She can make cornbread taste just as good in that as I do in a cast iron skillet. Of course, I couldn't do that. It wouldn't taste nowhere near that good. Hey James, we used to put corn and we used to call it Mexican cornbread, but I mean we put corn and peppers and all kinds of stuff in the cornbread at the firehouse when we used to cook it sometimes. or put crackling in it. You know, we do different things. And we used to put corn in our hush puppies too. Corn, uh, corn, onions, and peppers in our hush puppies. That was pretty good. Yeah, Scott, I like that. I like a can of cream corn's good. That would be cool, Daniel. I may do that. I may have to wait till trapping season's over though, so I got a little more time to set the live stream up. That'd be kind of cool though. Just have everybody bake their cornbread. That's a good idea, brother. All right, Jerry, we're gonna work it out, buddy. Don't. It may be after trapping season, but we're gonna do the cornbread cook off. Daniel had a good idea. Everybody in the comment section, we'll all cook cornbread one day at the same time. Huh? Pure water. All the only way I've ever cooked is cast iron. But I mean, I like corn, real corn, better in my hush puppies than I do the actual cornbread. But I have made it that way. Yeah. Well, Jerry, muffin pans work, but it's just something about it. I don't know. See, I've got some cast iron muffin pan. Well, they're not muffins. They're like little ears of corn. I always called them corn poons. But you know, it cooks it up like you would in a muffin pan, but it's cast iron. So I've never cooked them in tin either. I don't know. Yeah, now I put butter and honey on mine sometimes, pure water. But ain't nothing better than butter and salt. Just butter them up and salt it. There you go. Jalapenos are good in it. We've done that at the firehouse. There you go, Georgia boy. Crackling. You can't beat crackling in some cornbread. Just make sure you get good crackling because I busted a cap on my tooth eating some old cheap crackling. That stuff was hot. I bit into that thing. It was like biting on a rock. Busted my cap off. I had to go to the dentist the next day. But crackling is the bomb. Yeah, we'll get it worked out, Jerry. We'll get it all figured out. I like Daniel's idea of having a bake off, though. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Like I said, it may be after trapping season, after March. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing. If we could get, I think I can get 9 people on my chat. If we could get somebody else that's on the chat to get 9 people on there, we might could get everybody in the side chat on at one time cooking. That'd be kind of cool. Whoo, James, man, now you're making me hungry. I didn't eat nothing for this live stream, buddy. That sounds good, man. Hush puppies and catfish would be awesome. We have to get Georgia boy to go up there and catch us some catfish on Hartwell. I could do the hush puppies. Yeah, that. Those are pretty cool, Jerry. That's what I've got, and they make good little bitty round, ears of cornbread. That's my favorite way to eat cornbread is in those little ears of corn made out of cornbread. Oh, Laura Jean made it home. Well, I'm glad you made it. Is it still snowing and icing it and all that? Laura Jean up at your place? PA Trapper, I'll see you, brother. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. We enjoyed it. Thanks, buddy. Same to you. EDC for fun. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you coming in. Hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon. Is that right, Georgia boy? Man, I'd like to have me a mess of catfish. About 15 or so pound and a halfers, maybe pound and a halfer. Hey, that's right, James. Don't ever come in here hungry, or either you better have something on the stove. See, Georgia boy knows how to do it. He's usually got something on the stove when he's listening. He'll jump off and eat right quick and come back. Tim S does the same thing. Tim S always jumps off and gets him some PB and J's, I think. Yeah, Joy, that's what I told him. I said we always called them corn poons. So I love them. To me, that's the best way to eat cornbread there is because they get browned on both sides just right. And then slab that butter on them. Oh, gosh, you can't beat it. Hey, there's David Malloy Outdoors. How you doing, brother? We're hanging in here. We're just talking about eating and trapping and whatever. Mostly food. You know how that goes. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out, buddy. I'm sure y'all probably going to put something on the grill tonight. Yeah, I hear you, Georgia boy. Hopefully we're gonna put that boat in the water. I guarantee you, it's gonna happen this year. Ball Water Charters, what's going on, John? I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Man, y'all missed. Yeah, if any of y'all missed that didn't see John's video the other day, he snapped a nice rod right into with a big old fish. Oh, it was sickening. I've done that 2 or 3 times, so I know how he felt, but I'm sure that was a lot higher dollar price rod than what I usually use. Oh, is it snow and rain there, hippie chick? I tell you what, I know y'all have had a time with it. It's been cold there, and y'all got a lot of snow and a lot of rain too. Are you completely out of guineas now, or do you still got your 3 guineas left, Laura Jean? Hey, David, that's cool, man. I appreciate you making it in. I know Sundays are tough days for a lot of folks, but yeah, we try and hang in here and talk about a little bit of everything. Anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. I ain't got no set agenda. It's mostly it always winds up going back to food every time. Oh, chicken casserole. That sounds good, Georgia boy. That sounds real good. I wish I'd have thawed something out to put on the grill today because being the last day of dry weather, Sure would have been nice to throw something on the grill today. Oh, that's cool, EDC, for fun. Yeah, get them out and do some shooting, man. That's always good. Get the kids out and have them shoot. Jerry, I've got every size cast iron skillet you can think of. I mean, I like to use the little 8-inch one, but I mean, I got them all the way up to the big ones. But then the little corn pone ones are usually, I think there's usually 8 or 10 to a, I'm not sure. Joy, what do you think? Is about 8 of them or 8 or 10 of them in one of those trays that make the little ears of corn? Holy cow, 18 degrees there, David. Now, you might want to cook in the house today. I didn't know it was that cold. Now, James got the idea, got him some lima beans and some rice going. Oh, me, John, 170 bucks. I knew that was a good reel. I busted a couple of pins that I paid too much for that I shouldn't have spent that much money on. I busted the tips off those pin reels. Oh, 6 ears of corn. Okay, Joy. I couldn't remember how many mine had or not. If it had 6 or 8 or I didn't know what it was. That's all right, James. I got you. Look at that. John says 82 degrees there. Okay, I thought you had 3 left, Lord Jean. I was telling somebody about it earlier. Huh. Yeah, Joy, send it down to Florida without getting it over to Georgia. How about that? Oh, is that what you had, Tim? Okay, I didn't know if you had PB and J's or I didn't know you had a take home burrito today. Oh, Georgia boy, I think everything's up now. Finally, I mean, every body of water that I've seen has been up. Matter of fact, when I was trapping out in East Georgia, out there, what was that Oconee? Man, that thing was full. It was up to the roads. Yeah, get you one of those, Jerry. You'll be happy with that. 7's fine. That's a good tray. Yeah, Tim. Well, Tim's got to go back and get his another surgery here pretty soon. Oh, is it 8 Kentucky Prepper? I can't remember. I have to go in and look at mine and see what I got. I don't know if mine's 6 or 8 or 10. It's pretty good sized tray though. If I'm doing cornbread, Jerry, for me, an 8-inch is perfect size to me. If I don't make them in the little corn poons, I like an 8-inch pan. And I actually I think on the bag it tells you to, that's the mix they give you is for an 8-inch pan. I think if I ain't mistaken. Oh man, John, y'all need to bust them pigs. Sounds like it's time for a little pig on the Barbie. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know, Tim. That's why I say you're doing a lot better now. You're gonna have to get another surgery. When is your other surgery scheduled for? Georgia boy, the Shimano Celis is what most of my poles are the Shimano Celis. I bought a bunch of deep sea, well, not deep sea, but saltwater stuff, and I went ahead and bought the Penn setup. I had Penn rods, so it was cheaper to buy the combo, so I bought the Penn rods, and those Penn rods did not hold up like I thought they were going to. The bigger, heavier rods did, but the smaller rods, I wish I'd have just kept the Shimano's and put them on those. Those are good rods. I haven't broke tip on any of the Shimano's, and I got some Daiwas that have held up real good. Yeah, yeah, it was, John. What do you think about what is the ones I'm always seeing? Uh Crap. Let me think. Oh, I'll think of it in a minute. I've been looking at these rods, and they're kind of high dollar, but everybody says they're good rods, and I cannot remember which ones what the name of them are. I'll think of it in a minute. Oh, St. Croix rods. Are St. Croix worth the money, John, or do you think they're just another name brand that you can buy other rods just as good? Yeah, James, I do too. I like 8-inch pan myself. Awesome, Georgia boy. Hey, David, you try and stay warm out there, buddy. 18 degrees, mighty cold, but I know them cows will be glad to see you coming. Just be careful out there. I appreciate you stopping in, too. Yeah, I do too, Jerry. I've seen a lot of people use those St. Croix. I just didn't know if they were, I've heard they're more expensive. I didn't know if it was worth spending the extra money, or if you know the Daiwas or the Shimano's were just as good. I didn't know. I mean, you look somewhere like Cabela's or Bass Pro or something, man, there's so many thousands of different rides. You really don't know which ones are best. I mean, I know if I buy $125 ride, it's going to be a decent ride, but there's so many of them, you don't know which ones to use. Yeah, Jerry, I agree. I completely agree. But if you use one a lot, I can see spending a little more money, but I don't want to just spend money on a name either. I want it to hold up. Just like those Penn rods. I know Penn is a good name brand. It's been around forever, but that rod snapped off on me so fast, and I didn't even hardly put any tension on it. Ha! Daniel, they've got where they frown upon that a little bit around here now. Same way with blowing up the beaver dams. You got to kind of watch using the old dynamite now. Yeah, you need it. I'm glad you got it, David, because it's mighty dang cold up there. I'd hate to be out there feeding cows on an oaten cab tractor today. Yeah, we got to get you squared away before you come down to Benning, Tim, because we're going to have to hook up. There's got to be a Hooters or something down there around Fort Benning. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it, John. If you fish a lot, it's worth spending a little more money on a quality rod, you know, because you're just going to be back in there buying another rod if you don't. I try and at least get a medium, middle of the road rod, not a cheap one, not a high expensive one, but at least a medium, you know. And since y'all charter so much, I know y'all need good poles. Well, see, I've wondered about that, James. I mean, it looked like good poles, so I never bought any of their poles yet. Yeah, Jerry, it kind of just depends. I mean, some things I'll spend a little more for. Some things I don't see any reason to spend a little more for. That's not a bad deal at all, John. That's a good warranty right there. That's about I use most of my rods, Georgia boy, are 7 foot mediums. I will go a medium heavy for a little bit bigger plugs if I'm slinging some heavier plugs, but I like a 7 foot medium rod. Well, that's good, James. Anybody that's got a good return policy on broke stuff, you know, huh? I'm trying to think. I don't even know what I got rigged up for when I'm fishing wacky rigs, Georgia boy. I've got, matter of fact, all my poles are put up in the other barn right now. I'm gonna have to get everything out and rework everything because I didn't even get to fish last year. Hey, you got that right, John. I know we when we used to go out on those deep sea trips, that captain would tell us, say, look, if that rod goes over the boat, you better be hanging on to it when it goes. He said, if not, you're buying me a new rod and reel. And those were high, deep sea rods. Sounds like the Silverados are good rods. I might check into those. Duckett Inshore Series. Huh. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check those out then, because I've never even seen duckets. You know, I almost bought some Lew's uh, a couple of years ago, James, but I got the Daiwas, I think, or either Shimano's. I can't remember which of the two I bought, but the Lew's were nice. They were just a little bit more money. They say the Lew's are good reels, rods, though, and reel. Johnny Morris edition. Huh. Sounds like I got to do a lot of shopping before I get the boat out this year. Okay, John. I'll kind of eyeball them next time I'm watching your video. So those are all ducats. Oh, that's cool. You got to meet him. Georgia boy, I think most of the spinning rods, most of the dowels I got on my spinning rods. But I can't remember what I've got my bait casters on. I don't think they're dowels. I think I've got them on something else. Of course, I'll be honest with you. I don't use a bait caster very much at all. I think I might have one or two bait casters. Everything else, I fish spinning reel. I like a spinning reel better than anything. I can actually pitch a spinning reel under a dock better than I can a bait caster. Woo, those Stratoses are high dollar though, John. I looked at those last year. I almost bought a couple. And I thought, good Lord, that's a lot of money for as little as I get to fish. They're fantastic reels, but I just couldn't justify it as little as I get to go fishing. Uncle Jim, too, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you coming in. Hey, he's getting the fishing fever now, Jim. He done shot up every laptop in the county. So he's talking about going fishing now. Oh, good, Dan. I'm glad you're back, buddy. Hope you got you a little something to eat. We've been talking a lot of food on here. I like the Lew's bait caster, James. They're tough reels too. I just don't like to use a bait caster that much. I just like a spinning reel. Well, yeah, I can see that too, John. Y'all do got a lot of grass there and big fish. So, see, I don't usually have near that much problem. I got a few grassy areas, but they're nothing like that grass y'all got down there. And you've seen my videos. I don't catch near the big fish y'all catch. But you know, I had that pin. What is it? Let me see. I got a 25, 35, 45. A pin 6500 that I bought 2 years ago, and I've only used it 2 or 3 times because most of the time I use my 4500 when I'm fishing on the pier and all down there. blew the gears out of that thing. And I mean, I haven't used it maybe 2 weekends, and it's got a brass gear, main gear, and that thing snapped in half. I mean, I paid like $350, $450 for this reel and rod and reel. About $350, $450. They wouldn't warranty it, wouldn't do nothing. So I had to pay to have it fixed. That was like another $65. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm glad you're back. Shimano's are good, Jerry. I like Shimano reels. I hear you, Jim. Well, Dan, I hope that you go straight to the lingua store when you get out of there and get you some lingua, buddy. Have you put that down on your food menu to see if they bring you any lingua? There you go, George boy. No grass in Hartwell. Yeah, I have, Jim. I'm trying to kick the cigarettes again. I'm giving it my best shot. A351. I've used Ugly Sticks off and on for years. That's a tough ride. I mean, that's a very tough ride. I still got a couple of Ugly Sticks I got my catfish stuff on. You can't hardly bust a Ugly Stick. Now I haven't tried the Okumas. It's the regular closed face reel, Laura Jean. You know it. You put your thumb on it and release it with your thumb, and then you control it with your thumb. But you know, spinning reel, you know, you flip the bail open and you throw it. The reel, it's actually releases like this instead of like this. So I just like a spinning reel better, open face reel better. I think all my Ugly Sticks are pistol grips. Georgia boy. Huh. Yeah, Dan, I imagine that would be probably one of the worst things you could order from the hospital cafeteria is lingua. I hope you get out in the next day or so and you can go get you some though, buddy. Because I know you want something better than our hospital food. Yeah, Lord Jean, I've just always liked those open face, you know, spinning reels. To me, they're easier to use, and I can control them better than the bait casters. Plus, you can bird nest a bait caster so fast, and then you're screwed up for the next 45 minutes trying to get that bird nest out of it. Hey, Dan, I tell you what, buddy, this is 8 or 9 days not smoking, so, and I don't have any nicotine in this vape. It's all just juice. So they tried to get me to get it with nicotine. I said, nah, I said, if I wanted nicotine, I'd keep smoking. So far, so good. I've had a couple of bad days where I wanted to stop at the store and grab a cigarette, but I didn't do it. So maybe both of us can quit. Oh, there's Jamie's Country Living. How you doing, Miss Jamie? Hope you're doing good today. How's your weather? No, Irene, I imagine that would be some pretty nasty stuff, however they would fix it. Is that right, Dan? Well, I'm sure you're still ready to get out of there, though. There you go, George boy. You need to get on down there with John and Lindy and catch you one of them big old bass. Ah, Jerry, I'm working on it. I'll never say never, but I'm like I said, I have good days and bad days, but so far so good. So we'll see. Oh, I don't doubt it. 351. I don't think you can tear them up, man. There's some jam up rides. Oh, do you, Jamie? The first bottle I got had nicotine. After that, when I went back, I said I don't want nothing else from nicotine. So, I could tell because I wanted a cigarette bad. I wanted that nicotine, but so far I'm not. I mean, it's not that bad. It'll hit me real bad, and I'll just keep on out in the woods, stay in the woods, and then I'll get over it. Oh, I know, George boy. I've had that happen before. I have had mine backlash and catch a fish and could not reel it in. Had to hand line it in, and then I just cut all that crap out and grabbed another pole. Oh, that raining there, Jamie. It's about to be raining here too. I imagine it's supposed to. It may be drizzling out there by now. Oh, really, hippie chick? You never had an open face reel? They're easy to use. I just like them. Now I did used to use a lot of those old Zebcos that were closed face, but they started making the drag and all so cheap in them things now. I just don't like Zebcos anymore. Ah, Dan. Okay. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, buddy. Every time I've been cooped up in the hospital more than 2 or 3 days, I've snuck in the bathroom and smoked in the bathroom. I got caught, but I didn't care. Oh, I agree, John. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I'd much rather throw my spinning rod. Everything run okay on it, Georgia boy? I hope we don't put ours in and it sinks the first day. Oh, that's okay, Lord Jean. I got you. Apple peelers. Well, I tell you what, I like them. Give me an apple peeler anytime. Shoot, y'all are the only people I know that gets that much snow. I'm sure y'all are ice fishing. But down here, it's like 60. What is it, Georgia boy? Probably about 65 to go. No, it's 56 degrees right now. This is our winter time in Georgia. Thank you, Jamie. I sure do want one, but I just hadn't done it yet. Oh yeah, Georgia boy, it's gonna rain all week. Hey Cody, after 5 outdoors, what's going on, brother? Now see, there's another ice fisherman. Cody got plenty of ice. We're talking about it's like 56 degrees here, Cody. No ice fishing here. Is that right, Irene? You always used open face too. I just like open face reel. I hadn't used a closed face reel since I was about 8 or 10 years old. That's right, buddy. I would if I could, Cody. Oh God, John, I believe I'd have to tell him you got to use our gear. I mean, that just sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen when letting them bring their own bait casters. I imagine we got some old Johnson rods and reels here, Lori Jean. And I mean, I still got a barn full of Zebcos. I know I still got Zebcos, but my granddaddy and daddy had a bunch of Johnson stuff. You don't see that very often anymore. Oh yeah, Cody, we know you're up there ice fishing. And Uncle Jim too could be up there ice fishing too with all the snow they got. Oh, cool, Georgia boy. I've got a mount. I've got another depth finder. Sometime this year, we need to mount on the boat on our boat. We got a small one, but I've got a nice one that I want to mount on it this year. Just got to do it. It's the only thing we didn't do this year was mount the new depth finder. Oh, me, John. What are you gonna do though, buddy? 25 last night? Good Lord. Dave Malloy said it was 18 there at his place. Oh gosh. My buddy, that's one of his pet peeves, John. If he sees somebody holding a spinning reel and reeling it from the top side, instead of under, it drives him nuts. He's got to go over and say something. And, it's usually people that are renting riding reels and they don't know that they can swap the handle from left to right or right to left. It just drives him nuts. He has to go over there and fix a rod for him every time. Hey Cody, I appreciate it, buddy. Y'all good luck with the project. And I appreciate you stopping in. Y'all be safe out there. When Georgia boy, my granddaddy had a ton of them, and then my daddy got them. And I'll be honest with you, we had so many. I give most of them to my son. He's got them in his barn because I didn't have anywhere to keep any of that stuff anymore. But they all work. They're all good rod and reels. It's just I didn't have any room to put anything else. GGW Outdoors, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you hanging in there some. Oh, listen to the game. Oh, yeah, watch the game and you can just keep us down in the background. Hope you're doing good, brother. Yeah, I hear you, John. Yeah, 351. We've got a lot of the old metal uh 33s. And matter of fact, I think we got some metal what that 202s, and before they put the plastic gears or whatever crappy gears they got in them now. I mean, these were the old ones. They were good. And we caught many a fish on those. Georgia boy, I bought two. I think I bought two Lowrance. I can't remember which models they are. One's still in the box, brand new. I had the other one on my kayak, and I really like it. But the other one, we're gonna put on the boat, and I just haven't got it out and done anything with it. But we'll mount that one eventually. I was gonna leave the little one back there where where you drive it, and I was gonna put the big one up where you can see it better sitting in the pedestal seat, because it's a little bigger. It's got a little bigger screen so you can see it a little better. Oh yeah, no doubt. A lot of crappie been caught on a 33. I like that, John. I was watching that on one of y'all's charter trips. You took them guys out. What kind of poles are those? Those crappy poles. I would rather do that than deal with reels. I think that was cool as heck. Oh yeah, for sure. Zepco Zepco made some really good reels for a lot of years. And just like everything else, it just went to crap. Everything's plastic now. Kentucky Prepper. I mean, it's just anywhere they cut corners, they did, and you can tell in the reels they just don't hold up anymore. Yep, we've got some of the old Green Johnsons, Georgia boy. Yeah, that's exactly right, John. We already rolled downhill, didn't we? That's cool, John. I'm gonna have to look those up, because I told my buddy, I said, if we go crappie fishing this year, that's what I wanted to get. I wanted to get me a two or three of those poles, maybe four. Put two on each side the front of the boat, and then he can put two or three or four on the back side of the boat. That just looked cool as the world to me. Yeah, exactly right, Kentucky Prepper. BC Jerbs, my brother Jerbs, what's going on, buddy? How are you and Miss Kimmers doing today? Oh, is that right, Georgia boy? Platinum model. I haven't bought a new 33 in a while. I mean, not in the last 8 or 10 years, anyway. Wow, John, that's cheap. That's real good. I mean, I got access to a bunch of bamboo for poles, but I like the fact that those are telescoping. That way you don't have to worry about hauling no bunch of long poles on the boat. Oh, well, James, I hadn't heard that. Oh, everybody tell him, Jerbs, happy birthday, buddy. All right. Very cool. How old are you, Jerbs? About 20? You got one, Scott? Those are pretty cool. I'm going to get some. Definitely not a bad price. Huh. I'll have to check them out, Georgia boy. Like I said, I haven't, be honest with you, I haven't looked at any in a while. Yeah, y'all run a lot of them, John. I probably won't be running that many. Just bought my son a Zebco Bullet yesterday. Awesome. I don't even know if I've seen those. 351. The Bullet. I may have seen those. I'm trying to think. Wow, is that right, Laura Jean? On a boat, like if you're crappie fishing, put the pole holders out there, and I can put two off the front and two off this front. I can easily put 8 poles out at one time. Especially, see, if they're just long straight crappie poles, all they're going to do is go straight down. Just lift them up. But yeah, we can run as many poles as we want here. I mean, I've never heard of a pole restriction out here. And I mean, if catfishing on the bank, I put out five or six poles at a time. But see, they got a pontoon though. Hippie chick. They can get a lot of poles out on that pontoon boat. I just got a little old John boat. I hear you, Jerbs. That's kind of the way I feel, brother. Well, I hope it's an awesome birthday, and I know Miss Kimmers is gonna pamper you and probably cook you a nice big old meal or something. Okay, I'll have to look that bullet reel up. I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen those. That's pretty much the way it is here, John. I think I've never seen a pole restriction anywhere. Okay, thanks, James. AR gun 1776. How you doing, brother? I'm sorry about missing the live the other night. I didn't even see the email until late that night. I was late getting home that night. And by the time I saw it, I thought, well, crap. I missed it. I'm sorry. I'll try and beat you next one. We'll see 351. I got to check that out. I don't think I've seen those yet. Hey, John, I appreciate you coming in here and enlightening me on some of this stuff. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Y'all stay warm down there at 84 degrees. Yeah, I've never heard of one AR guns. I mean, I've never heard of anything like that. Wow, $109. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look that up. 351. That's all I used to have was Zebcos at one time. That and Johnson's, of course. Oh, I didn't even know Alabama had uh, hook restrictions either. Georgia boy. Really, GGW? That's kind of doesn't make any sense. Wow. Well, really, hippie chick, I guess, you know, you catch a lot of fish with two poles at a time, I guess. You know, I mean, like when I go out bass fishing, of course, I only use one pole at a time. But something like where you're just setting up for like crappie or catfish, man, I load the bank up, catch as many as I can. But that's, yeah, I had no idea y'all had a restriction like that. Oh, nachos sound good, Jervs. That sounds real good. Matter of fact, I might have to have me some nachos tonight. Either some nachos or a burrito would be good since I didn't thaw nothing out for the grill. Oh, well, I'll have to remember that. Oh, no. Did you catch the COVID again, AR? I didn't know you had got sick again. And I've had that stuff once, but thank goodness I've only caught it once. Yeah, Georgia boy. Now I bought some of those H2O lures. They're good lures. They're not bad at all. And they are pretty tough lures. Huh. I never heard that. James. I've never heard of doing that. We always used to just scale ours. I just get me a spoon and just do it, scale them with a spoon. Huh. I have never heard of that, James. Hey, Georgia boy, I don't blame him. Warm as it's gonna be here coming up. That's good. Y'all probably wear some crappie out. Oh gosh, AR, man, I hate that, brother. I had no idea you'd been sick. Like I said, I've been lucky. I caught it that one time, and so far I hadn't caught it again. All right, y'all talk between yourselves for a sec. I'm gonna grab me some ice. All right, let me see here. What did I miss? AR guns, brother. I hope you get over that. I know it's rough on your lungs. When I had it, it took me a long time to get it out of my lungs. Yeah, I've never heard of doing that, James. It's pretty cool, but I've never heard of anybody doing it like that. Okay, Laura Jean. I know a lot of Northerners call it crappie, so I don't know. I don't know if y'all got crappie there or not, but we call them crappie down here. So I mean, I don't know. To me, it tastes like I don't know. I mean, it's a good white fish. It's not very fishy tasting. I'd say more like a catfish, probably. Maybe a perch. Yeah, maybe like a perch, Laura Jean. Man, I couldn't have done that, Elliot. That would have drove me nuts. I think about 4 days is even when I had COVID, by the fourth day, I had to get out of that bed. Yeah, Lord Jean, they get you know, pretty good size. They're big fish. They get back and just fillet them off on both sides. You fillet each side off, and it's awesome. To me, it's the best tasting fish. Like I say, I like catfish a lot, but to me, crappie is the best fish there is to fillet off and eat. Yeah, Scott fillets his. Most everybody does, but it's kind of like a big perch, but you got a lot more meat on it. Yeah, clean white meat. Yeah, they get. I don't know. That's the best fish there is to me, Laura Jean. Yeah, everybody gets on me about calling them crappie, but down here they're crappie, not crappie. Yeah, that's right, James. Same way as pecan and pecan. Hey, it's Rockwood 64. What's up, Phil? How you doing, buddy? I hope your arm's better. You ever get any traps out? Well, now I like brim too. 351 or perch, whatever people like to call them. But I'll tell you what, I just don't like dealing with the bones. I think a brim is the best tasting fish there is. There's just too many dang bones. I wish they grew bigger where the bones wasn't so small. I think that's what ours is, Scott. 11 inch. It may be uh 351. What's the size limit? Is it 11 inch or is it 10 inch in Georgia? I love brim. I just don't like all them little bones. Oh, I love it, Jerry. To me, that's the best fish there is. That and brim. Like I said, I just don't like dealing with the bones in a brim. Oh yeah. Uh Laura Jean, they fight good. They're good all round fish, I mean, now I bass fish a lot too, but I always throw the bass back. I'm not a big bass person. I'd rather catch a mess of crappie and shoot. Like I said, even some big shell cracker brim, shell crackers, to me, I've caught shell crackers that were big enough to fillet off. Now, if I can do that, I just soon have shell crackers. Awesome, Phil. Well, it's going to rain like crazy, so I ain't looking forward to it. It's going to rain for like next 4 or 5 days. But get them out there. You'll catch somebody. Now, see, that's something, hippie chick. We don't have pickerel. I don't think we do. Some of our northern lakes might. We don't have any of the stuff like uh, what is it, pikes or walleyes or any of that. We got one or two lakes up in North Georgia, I think, that can support the cold enough water for some of those. We just don't get those type fish. I've heard pickerel was good though. Okay, Scott, it's 8 inch here. Here in South Carolina is 8 inch. I couldn't remember. Usually, when we get on some big ones, they're usually bigger than that anyway. But some of the biggest crappie I ever caught was down in Alabama on what's that lake? Oh, I can't even think of the name of the lake now. It's down below West Point. But we caught some monster crappie down there. Yeah, no, that's fun too, Phil. Fly fishing for them. Yeah, no, I do love some trout too, AR. I love some trout and catfish. No, Phil, it's going to rain for the next 4 to 5 days. That's why I'm dreading it because I got traps I got to check every day for the next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, I've always heard pickerel was good, hippie chick. Yeah, Woody's got a lot of lakes down there he's trapping. I bet he's caught some nice bass out of those lakes too down there, Phil. Woody caught him another otter yesterday. Man, he's kicking butt on the otters. Yeah, you'll be checking them in the rain if you do, Phil, because it's going to be nasty, buddy. If I didn't have mine already out, I wouldn't be putting no new ones out. Ah, I didn't know we had any Georgia boy. I thought maybe up north there may be some that had them, but I didn't. I've never caught any down here on my end of town, but now I have caught one of those. What do they call that thing? Like a snake head. Uh, Man, that was a nasty fish. And it had a mouthful of teeth, too. I don't know if I've ever had white bass, James. I mean, I've had, hybrids and spots and different types of bass, but I don't know. I don't know if a white bass is the same as anything I've had here or not. Yeah, he got a nice otter yesterday. Is a white bass the same as a hybrid, Georgia boy? Oh, is that right, Laura Jean? See, I always throw the bass back. I just never have kept any, but I've never had it made into a chowder like that. That may be all right. I never kept the bass because to me there's not enough meat on a bass. I mean, a huge bass there probably is, but you get a lot more meat off a crappie or a catfish, so I just always went with them. Okay, in the rivers. Hey, there's Chip Wild about the being in the outdoors. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you coming in. Huh? I'll be darned, James. Oh shoot, AR. My backyard's like a swamp. I mean, I cannot even back up to unload anything at the barn. I can't do anything. And with 4 or 5 more days of this coming in here, it'll just be puddled up again. I am so tired of all this rain. Now, as soon as I plant my garden, we'll go into a full blown drought. It won't rain for 3 or 4 months. Huh. Do y'all got those, Scott? Do y'all got jackfish there, Scott? Texas? Okay, looks more like a small striped bass. Okay. All right, got you, Scott. Oh, I'm doing good, Chip. Nothing on the line today. I didn't have anything today, as a matter of fact. So waiting on all this rain to come in tomorrow. And I'm sure I probably won't. If I have anything tomorrow, it'll probably be a bunch of possums with all this rain coming in. But I guess that's part of it. Hey, Wayne, I appreciate you coming in, brother. I am so sick of this rain. It ain't just South Georgia, brother. Trust me. North Georgia, Middle Georgia, Piedmont, we're all getting it. And we got a bunch of it coming tomorrow, too. It started here a little while ago, but it probably won't get going good till right about dark or a little after dark. But my traps are all going to be underwater by tomorrow. I'm sure of it. Hope y'all been doing good though down there in South Georgia. Okay, y'all ain't got them. Y'all ain't got them there, Scott. All right. I'm telling you, it has rained all over the world. Yeah, no kidding, Phil. It is. It started raining in September of 2022. Yeah, Scott, y'all been getting the same thing we've been getting. Hey, Wayne, every one of my traps, man. I may have showed pictures on that last video I did. It's just mud puddles. I mean, everywhere. And it's just flooding my bait out of the holes. There ain't nothing I can do with it. I'm just gonna ride it out, wait for this 4 or 5 days to be over, then I'll go back in there and reset everything again. I got 2 more months of this stuff to go. Lord Jean, you go and get some. I mean, finish your chores up, then get some rest. Uh, we really enjoy having you in here, but I know it's tough on you some days. So you go and get your stuff done, you rest up, and be careful driving back to work tomorrow, because I know roads are probably going to be bad again tomorrow. But thank you so much. And I reckon I'll watch your next video quick as it comes out. Be careful. Heck, Scott, I'm on, most of mine is on high ground. It's just so much runoff. It just, whenever I got a little bit of an indention, it fills them trap beds up. It's just a mess. I've got some in low ground, but most of my stuff is up off the ground. It's up pretty high up. It's just, when we get 4 or 5 days of rain at a time, there ain't no stopping it. It's just a mess. Dang, Dan, I wish it would dry out here. Y'all can have some of our rain if y'all want it. Oh, that's awesome, Chip. I can't wait to see the video, buddy. Hope you get you a bunch of beaver out there. No, so far that's the only catch I've made. So I hadn't done the video on it yet. It'll probably come out at the end of this week. I've been trying to just do a video a week, so I'll probably have it out at the end of this week. But yeah, I'll show you the fox I got. And I'm 90% sure it was your bait. So all right, Phil, I appreciate you being in here, buddy. And glad your shoulder's getting better. Your arm. See you later, hippie chick. Thank you so much for being in. Huh. Oh, Scott, my whole backyard looks like a swamp, man. All the puddles are going to start connecting to each other and just have one big lake in the backyard. Nah, Dan, I think y'all need the rest of our rain. I'm telling you, I don't know how many days of rain we've got this year, but I believe it'd be safe to say we've had more rainy days than we have dry days. It has really been, I don't know. They say it's because we're in a La Nina. I wish we'd get back into an El Nino. Because it's just been terrible, terrible wet. I'm so tired of it. Dan, do you think y'all will get any more snow or any snow this year? Any more snow? Or do you think y'all are going to start warming up here now that it's January? I don't think we're going to get any much more cold weather until March. I think March we'll have one last little hoorah, and then after that it'll start warming up. That's what I said earlier, Joy. I said I'm gonna start working on my garden, and as soon as I do, we'll have a 4-month drought. I guess that's what I need to go and do. Start planting. Maybe that'll take care of it. Oh, okay, Dan. I wasn't sure about y'all. I know a lot of people said their winters are almost over. So, I mean, ours don't really get, we don't really get cold until February and March. February is y'all's worst month, James. Usually the end of February and the beginning of March is our worst month. Right, exactly, Georgia boy. March is when we got to watch it because that's when anything can happen around here. We'll even have a week or maybe even 2 weeks in February. It'll feel like it's spring. Everything will start blooming. The jonquils and all will start coming up, and then all of a sudden it'll drop off and have an ice storm beginning of March and kill everything back out. Yeah, that's right, Georgia boy. March is a very unpredictable month, isn't it? In Georgia, anyway. It could really go either way. You never know. And I wouldn't mind seeing a little snow, just for a couple of days, but then I'd rather go ahead and warm on up. Oh, really? You got some jonquils already? Somebody pointed out the other day that they had a few of them that had already started coming up. Mine usually don't come up for not quite yet, anyway. But I tell you what, my daughter planted some one of those I guess some type of lily last year, and a few of them are trying to pop up out of the ground. A few different lilies. I told her, I said, you better mulch over the top of them things, because if it drops back down cold, it'll kill them all out. Yeah, there you go, Chip. I think some of hers are tulips. Yeah, they're wanting to come up right now already. And one good cold snap will kill them back out. Huh. I didn't have a big problem with the squirrels this year, Georgia boy. I got a lot of chipmunks, but they don't seem to bother nothing, especially the flowers. I think all hers are probably gonna pop up and make it, except the ones I might accidentally sprayed with weed killer. I forgot a few of them were out there, and I was spraying for weeds, and I think I might have got a couple of them. I think she planted tulips, irises, and lilies. That's what she planted out there. I tell you what, all this talk of lingua has got me getting a little hungry. I may have to go ahead and cut out of here and talk to y'all next week. I do got a little bit of stuff to do around here, I guess. But maybe we can all get back together again. Maybe we can work something out, try and make some cornbread on here next weekend. We'll all get out and have uh, a cornbread off or something. So maybe we'll do something like that. But I appreciate y'all all being in here today. Had a good crowd, and I think my internet's going in and out too. I sure appreciate that, Kentucky Prepper. I appreciate each and every one of y'all being in here. Y'all always make it a fun Sunday afternoon, but I got to do a little bit of stuff around here. Chip, thanks, buddy. Good luck on your beaver line too. But everybody, thank y'all all for being in here. And I'm gonna cut out, and I reckon I'll see y'all on the next one.